Hey, everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, do you hear the tick tock of a gentle clock through the walls here of the Box Office Breakdown studio? No. You would hear it at the box office itself because House with the Clock in its Walls took number one. We'll break all that down and more next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. This, of course, is a show where Kari Lane jams, breaks it on down.
You know.
But when she's not showing off her cool dance moves, we also like to look back at the box office that was, and then we...
So, Tony, we'll both do it because he's not going to.
Never.
Okay, ready? Prague.
Nah.
Stick.
Okay.
Yay!
Beautiful. About the box office that lie ahead. I'm Frank Moran.
And I'm Kari Lane, and we have a chat. I was like, nope, I'm getting the other thingy, but we have a live chat. So if you're joining us live, welcome. And if you're watching it later, comment down below.
There you go. And of course, Amy Cassandra Martinez, the third member of our panel here. On
She's
assignment.
invisible.
She's invisible. Yes, she's invisible. That's right. On assignment, so not able to join us this week, but making us look good and sound even better is Anthony in the booth.
Hello, I was trying to make myself sound better. Sorry, there I am. Sorry about the static. Hey, everybody, you can find me later, actually. But yeah, my name is Anthony Becerra, and I can't wait to tell you about the movie I saw.
But what if we want to find you right now, Anthony? Where can we go?
At TonyBTony_.
Oh, okay. Just Phew. All right. And as always, folks, like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And while you're there, give it a thumbs up. Or 2, or 3, 4. There you go.
we
Get
go, I
that
can
thumb.
reach.
Get
Yay.
that thumb. There you go. And Kara already mentioned about the chat and what to do afterwards if you're watching after we stream live. So we will just jump right into it.
Woo!
We got some movies to talk about, some box office totals.
Yeah, I saw a movie that's not on the list, though, either. So,
Oh, well, look
chat about it.
Well, look who's fancy.
yeah.
Yes, so of course we've got this week's totals topped off, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, by the House with the Clock, the House with the Clock in its Walls.
I think we all kind of said it was going to be number one.
Yeah.
I think we were just more the later ones. We weren't really sure. So, sweet. We were right on that one.
Look at that. Once again, let's just pat ourselves on the back.
You know.
There you go.
I did.
Yes. So it opened up with $26.8 million there from Universal. So not a bad start. And I have not seen it. Kari's not seen it. But there is one member here that has seen it.
Yes, I wanted to, and I switched my movie choice. So.
Oh, well, we'll get into that in just a moment. But Anthony, what did you think of The House with the Clock in its Walls?
Right on. So there are a lot of people talking around me, so sorry about that.
Ooh, it's festive.
But I want to preface by saying that it is a kids movie, and I am 24 years old. So
But your kid inside, though, right?
my kid inside is dead. And no, I'm
okay.
just kidding. No, it's a fun movie. There's some memorable scenes in it. The acting is great for the most part. There are some weird, disturbing scenes in it. I won't really go into it, but overall, it was okay. If you have a kid, I would watch it. If not, then I would just stay away. You know, probably
Wow.
rent it on what is it? Video on demand. Yeah, it wasn't really my cup of tea, cup of joe, whatever cup. It wasn't my cup. It was someone else's cup.
Were you hoping that it would have been more in the vein of like a Something Wicked This Way Comes or something like that, where it's a children's tale, but it's still could be fun to watch even if you are an adult.
Right. Well, I guess like the most recent thing I saw that kind of compares to this would be Goosebumps. That was fun. Mainly because of like the cool creature designs and stuff. But for this one, it was
So
it's still enjoyable. It's just not like a great film or anything, you know.
Okay.
If you're not as jaded as I am, you would definitely enjoy it. Yeah, I really like the CGI and there's some practical effects. Like there are things about it that like are cool, but like overall, it's like it's okay.
If Anthony is considering himself jaded, then there's no way that I'll enjoy this film, because I'm just extremely jaded. So, holy cow! Well, thanks, Anthony, for saving me a couple hours. But I do know if you went and checked it out in IMAX for a limited time, they're doing the
thriller thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you go see it in IMAX?
No, I did not.
Wait,
So-
see what?
You can see Thriller. They have it up on IMAX. Yeah, if you're into wanting to see that on the super big screen.
Neela kind of agrees with you there. Tony in the chat says, House on the Clock on the Wall is okay. I went with my best friend and her 5-year-old daughter, and she liked it.
Oh, well, look at that. Now, of course, the House with the Clock in its Walls was also the subject of last week's box office bet.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, losing that bet, none other than our one and the only, Kari Lane. But let's not...
I want to see it. Like I said, I chose a different one because I looked. I still have MoviePass, not sponsored. So I looked, and this is definitely bashing MoviePass because I looked, and House of the Clock was not available. So I saw Assassination Nation was available. So like, cool, I'll go see that. And then it was available at like 8 or 9 p.m. I looked, and then when it got closer to 10, it was like nothing is available anymore. So I just used my Regal points, but. It was so frustrating. So I'm like, fine, I'm going to go see the House of the Clock at the, one of the, not like a regular movie pass, where it's, the e-tickets, where you can use that because then you can see anything. So that's my plan.
But let's not look down on Kari Lane for being optimistic.
I still want to see it, even with Tony's review. And I get that, though, I was definitely getting some younger vibes from the film, but I'm still excited. Just saying. I was like, what else anybody think in the chat? No. Yeah.
I gotta say, I did like the back and forth with Jack Black and Cate Blanchett's character.
Cool.
I thought that was really fun. The kid was okay overall.
Just okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2, A Simple Fear from Lionsgate. Fear? The little 10.4 million. Oh, yes.
Favorite. I was like, wait, what?
Well, he said
No,
fear.
sorry,
Simple Fear.
Simple Fear, you're right. I don't know what was on my mind. Simple Favor. Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively.
Yeah.
10.4. So
Not bad.
Yeah.
Down
still,
35. That's not horrible.
Still, I think I may check that one out. Could be fun.
I
I
am
still
interested in
want
that.
to.
Yeah, I want to too. But I feel it's one that I'm not like, oh, I have to see it right now. But I'm like, ooh, I do want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 3, The Nun, 10.2 million.
So a funny thing with that, when I was in line to get my ticket, there was at least one couple, like young teenage couple, that got turned away because you had to have your ID because it's rated R. And the theater was like, you need an ID. And they had to leave, and they didn't pick some other movie. And then the other people in front of me were going to see that as well. So I was like, well, there's people still going.
Oh, look at that. Well, it's glad to know somebody's going. I guess, dropped another 43%. The Predator came in at number 4. $8.7 million. That is a shame. A 64.7 million drop. 64.7% drop, excuse me, from last week. So I think the chances of us seeing a sequel to this are pretty slim.
Oh yeah, down in flames for sure.
Also,
The chance of a sequel got its like spinal cord ripped out.
Well, and now they're going to take the spinal fluid and then inject it back into themselves?
Yeah, I think so.
Got it.
so
only
kind
proper.
of rewind because I get with our timeline of other shows because horror movie news. Tony, did you talk about The Nun already? Oh no, Ollie saw that. And
I mean, I saw The Nun as well, but I believe I talked on it.
Cool. I was like, I
couple
didn't
weeks
forget
ago.
if we covered that.
I'm surprised it's still in the top 5. It's like
yeah,
the
that's
little
why I was like, oh yeah, that one.
little nun that could,
And Anthony, did you see Predator?
I have yet to see Predator. The word of mouth around me and the studio got to my head that I just can't. I can't like move my bones to go watch it. I still want to watch it. It's just like I know what I'm getting into in a sense, I've been influenced. I've been poisoned. My mind's been poisoned.
I've heard mixed reviews. Like some people are
Yeah.
enjoying it. Then Neela, back to Simple Favor because we haven't had anybody chime in on that one yet. Says it was pleasurably surprised them. So
Oh, look at that.
yeah.
It is interesting with the Predator because certainly with Ridley Scott taking over the Alien franchise and then also doing the Prometheus and whatnot, that certainly kind of, I guess, everybody's mileage may vary where in terms of Alien Covenant and Prometheus about how they've liked the direction of the Alien franchise. So I don't know if Fox, since it has this other big potential franchise, the Predator, that has its moments, it could probably, whether they just said like, Shane Black, we're not going to let you just kind of do your own thing. We're really going to be micromanaging you. And I don't know if the two of them kind of clashing on what they wanted this to be made this a worse product
Could be.
Yeah.
John Harrison in the chat says Predator was pretty fun, and Wellington says I liked it too. So
There are parts, and then it just gets messy in the last third,
right.
which is disappointing. And we talked more about that last week about the
Yeah.
the original ending, which I think would have been better. But whether it would have, had they shot that, whether it would have been good enough to get them a sequel, who knows? And rounding out our top 5, Crazy Rich Asians.
Woo!
Another $6.5 million. So far, $159.4 million domestically.
All right.
Not bad. Yes.
So,
now,
go
of
ahead.
course, yes. Now, folks, yeah, we're all movie fans here. If you're watching Popcorn Talk,
Yes.
that means you love movies. Now, do you want a single destination to find all the best updates, news, and insider info about the industry? Of course you do. So the best place to find it is on Popcorn Talk's Meet the Movie Press. Every week, insiders Simon Thompson, Scott Menzel, and Dimitri Panos break down all the industry's biggest news stories, from box office numbers to celebrity updates. Sometimes serious, sometimes funny, but always credible. Meet the Movie Press is the ultimate podcast for movie junkies. Subscribe on iTunes and listen on demand, or tune in live at 9 a.m. every Friday, only on the Popcorn Talk Network. Look at that.
Nice. I was gonna say not on the list. I saw Assassination Nation.
And
I thought it was funny because I said a word and then Tony said the same word of what he
It looks
had heard about
wild.
it. It's wild. That's literally after I saw it. I texted somebody and was like, "That was wild." I saw it at 10:20 and I didn't know much about it. I had seen like the posters and the signage at movie theaters, so I went and watched the trailer real quick because I was like, "Wait, what is it?"
Can I set up the premise real quick? I believe
Yeah,
it's the town of Massachusetts, right?
Salem.
Yeah, the town of Salem, Massachusetts. So pretty much there's like a online in a sense is he's like a hacker for information, and he reveals all of the town's people's information out in the internet, and then so all these secrets and everything come out from all these town folks, and so there's backstabbings, there's affairs going out, there's all these dirty secrets going on in this one town all at once, or maybe like slowly progresses, and then the town just loses their ish, and then that's pretty much Assassination Nation.
Yeah, I think some people, I was reading some of the reviews and I'm like, I don't think they get that it's based on like the Salem witch trials. I'm like, because the beginning they're like, yeah, this is 100% true. And I'm like, in a way, because it's the idea of just this frenzy of the town. Because at first it's like one person's information gets leaked, like an important public figure. And then everybody kind of gets a little more on edge, and then more people. And then it's like, well, who do you blame? And so like that's the kind of idea that it's like the witch hunt of who did it, and then false accusations, throwing the blame on somebody else, and them becoming almost violent and like the mob mentality, which that's where it's kind of people compared it to The Purge, which I still haven't seen The Purge yet, any of them. So it goes violent in that way. My theater, I had one couple down below and then one guy who like kept getting up a few different times, and this couple over to my side. I went by myself. They got up and left at some point, and I don't think it was a particular moment. So it was really fun to see it late night because something else was like, oh, it's a midnight movie. So go into it. It's a midnight movie. It's crazy over the top. It does take a while before like the violence. Like if you're excited about that kind of crazy Purge-esque style, that's like a bit later because you have to establish like this group of friends and what's going on first. And then you kind of go, oh shit, what do I have digitally out there? Because that's the thing too. And not even what's out there. It's like what's on your phone, what's on like private messages and everything. So yeah, I thought it was good social commentary. Maybe it's heavy-handed in that at times, but that was fine. Some of the dialogue is very overlapping, but it felt real, like real people talking. So I thought it was fun. It's definitely wild, and know that it's on the crazy side, but that's what makes it fun.
all right.
Yeah.
To back up to The House of the Clock and its Walls, Anthony, Eli Roth directed this. What did you think of his directorial debut? Style
Ooh, I was like,
not
whoa.
debut, but in a PG film.
Yeah.
It was all right. I mean, there's this one scene where the kid like cries and stuff, and I just hated it. But with Jack Black and Kate, it was okay overall. It was definitely straightforward with at least camera-wise, like with the composition of the shots and whatnot. There wasn't anything like too stylistically. Overall, I say it was okay. I mean, I've always been on the fence with Eli Roth, and I gotta say I'm on the not for Eli Roth fence side, if that makes sense.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I don't there's something about him that I like, and like is what he promotes of himself in his films. I don't love all the films though either. So like there's parts in Cabin Fever that just people have to do something stupid to move the plot forward. I'm like, oh, I wish you had presented that a little bit better so I don't mind their stupidity. Like, no, really, you tried your best and then bad things happen. That I can buy. I did love Hostel, but I'm like, wait, that was it? No, I think he produced that one actually, right?
No,
like,
I'm pretty sure he directed.
that was his too?
Hostel.
Okay, I was like, wait, now I'm just second guessing
and
it.
I think that's his
I
best
liked
film.
Hostel.
Yeah.
But I also liked him acting in Inglourious Bastards too, so
There you go.
it's maybe hit or miss. Then somebody was saying Assassination Nation, back to that too. Also very much in like the indie film festival vibe. All the trailers were for like kind of indie film festival vibe films, so that's also something going into it because I know some people don't jive with that as well, and I'm like, no, that's what makes it kind of unique and fun.
All right. Now, one other film that debuted last week, and I know Amy Cassandra Martinez was super excited to see it, was Life Itself. It got.
Oh, she said all the good things on Twitter. She was very excited.
She was very excited. It opened a little over 2,600 screens. Only got a little over $2.1 million. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I saw a lot of advertising about that film, but
I didn't see much, and
really,
no, I saw one trailer.
wow, interesting. I mean, it was all over TV. I mean,
I don't watch TV live.
Oh, there you go. I understand. A lot of billboards elsewhere,
Billboards,
things like
yeah, I guess.
that. Yeah, it's. But I did because I was curious, and certainly all the reviews have been not kind to this film.
But Amy seemed to love it. All her tweets seemed to be like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!"
I have seen those bad reviews too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've yet to see a good review for Life Itself. So I think the only one that will be giving that would be Amy Cassandra Martinez. So
Yeah, let's check her Stardust. Let me bring up those 30 seconds.
Yeah.
which is a shame. I mean, certainly he has a very popular show on the air right now, Dan Fogelman. This Is Us. So
Yeah.
thinking that hopefully
Maybe those fans are the ones who do like it.
maybe. But I would think if that was the case, it would hopefully translate to more than just $2.1 million.
That's true.
And it didn't. So I wonder what it was that even the This Is Us fans
They were
were
like,
still like,
eh.
and especially because the new season hasn't even started yet. So if you want that Dan
Yeah.
Fogelman itch, you're like, oh yeah, let's get out there, get ready for the new season of This Is Us. And yet that didn't seem to happen. So it's a shame, but also, I mean, I think it's be more of a shame if it was a fantastic movie. The reviews are great, and it just didn't get traction at the box office. This seems to be not a very well executed film. So maybe that also explains this. Well, maybe a lot of people read those reviews and said like, that's all right.
They're like, we'll wait.
Oh, wait. Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, folks, we did our box office bet for The House with the Clock in Its Walls. Kari Lane will be seeing it, giving us all her insider thoughts.
That's the hope and goal.
That's right. But we also have a chance to do the box office bet again for new films this week, and you'll have a chance to vote on those in the chat. We've got 3 for your contention. One is Hellfest, which I'm sure Anthony's
Oh, I
super
thought that
excited
was
about.
out. I met the director at Scare LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. I want to get him on horror movie news, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can make it happen.
All right. We also have Night School, Kevin Hart, which already tells me that I will not be seeing that
Yo,
movie.
I'm done with school. I don't want to go back. I'm good.
No, see, that one's interesting. They had their first run a commercial campaign and on like movie trailers. Oh, this movie looks so dumb. I'm not interested at all. They completely changed and did a very different trailer that I go, okay, now I'm interested in this movie. But how can they both coexist at the same time? Yeah. It's one of those like when Life came out and that one had 2 different trailers. Like one was slow sci-fi and the other was like an action movie. But it's the same movie. So I felt in Night School they realized their campaign might not have been working, and so they revamped it.
Yeah, it just, and maybe I'm the outlier. I've said this before, Kevin Hart just does not suck me in. And Tiffany Haddish, I don't know,
The other new one that she has coming out, where she gets out of prison and is helping her sister who got catfished. That actually looked kind of funny, though.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
I think, at least for me right now.
Maybe not in theaters that I have to see. Yeah.
Yeah, little Tiffany Haddish has kind of gone a long way with me.
I like
so.
Rawl and Chad goes, we have to vote for that since they don't want to see it.
Oh, boy. All right. And then rounding it out, a little bit of animation from Warner Brothers, A Small Foot.
That looks cute.
Going over 4,000 screens,
It
so they
looks-
are shooting big.
Very, very cute.
It looks very cute.
Do you mean
I
that
do
as
ag-
a
I do
positive or
agree.
negative, Anthony?
No, as an actual positive. Like, as in, I'm very curious to watch this movie. But I'm not sure if I will, but we'll see.
It's a cute concept to change up the Bigfoot, Yeti storyline of like, wait, maybe they're, normal and they're freaked out by us or whatever. I think it's
true.
an interesting idea.
So those are the 3 films. Waiting for your vote there in the chat, so start chiming away in there. But in the meantime, we'll do a little box office rewind of somebody that is in one of these upcoming films.
Nope. I was like, I can't.
I saw your lips kind of
was
going.
like,
I was like,
no.
nah.
Yay!
All right.
I did it. See?
There you go. Of somebody
That
that
was
is
actually my mouth.
of somebody that's going to be one of these upcoming films, and we will look at Tiffany Haddish because what I thought was interesting about her is that there's only 5 films as of right now
Oh.
to look at. So I
Okay.
was like, all right, so it's not necessarily a top 5. It's Tiffany Haddish's only 5 films here at the box office. Coming in
That first one.
coming in at number 5, which I feel like Anthony's seen a lot of. This one, watched it many times. Can tell you inside and out how this film is. Janky Promoters
What?
came out in 2009.
So what was that one?
Its opening weekend, it just made $5,700.
5,000
$5,700. That was it.
22 screens? Is that what that
It was
says?
22 screens.
Okay.
I did not see that, but I remember that cover.
Uh,
I worked at a video store, so I'm like, oh, covers. Yes, I remember the covers of videos.
number 4, Keanu, back from 2016. There you go. Jordan
There
Peele.
were people who liked that.
I've not watched it yet. I've heard it's fine.
I was about to say, did anyone catch that? I haven't seen that either. I've been wanting to.
Yeah, I've heard it's fine. That made $9.4 million its opening weekend. Number 3, Uncle Drew, out now. I think at some theaters you can still find it. Sadly, if you've dreamed of seeing Shaquille O'Neal in old man makeup, that is the film for you. $15.2 million. Meet the Spartans coming in at number 2, back from 2008, $18.5 million. And then rounding it out, number 1, Girls Trip from Universal back in 2017, $31.2 million. There you go. And I know Neil Plumley, the late the great, we'll mourn you till we join you. Neil
Wait,
Plumley.
what? He's not dead.
Oh, he's not? Oh, okay. He's just not doing the show because he's in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania. He enjoyed Girls Trip, so
It's
There
one
you
I
go.
meant to see and just didn't get to. Yeah.
there's so many movies, so little time, Kari Lane.
Hashtag first world problems.
That's right. That's right.
And TV shows. Too many shows, too.
Now, if we also had the Toronto International Film Festival, that's also been going on.
Tiff.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
look at you, Anthony, so dialed in. Yes, Kari.
Jody in the chat says Tiffany is now what J Law was 2 years ago. Really, just 2 years? I'm like, she was an actress who did a lot of movies, and then people got sick of her really fast. I thought Jennifer. I was thinking somebody else.
We're thinking
J-Law.
Jennifer Lopez. I'm like,
No.
yeah, when she had a bunch of movies that came out that were awesome back in like 90s and stuff.
Like Made Manhattan.
Manhattan
Or
and
Enough.
Wedding Planners and Enough.
Yes.
Yes.
I love Enough.
J-Law, yes. Okay. But I guess I have more dates what movies I was I didn't get sick of J-Law. Both of them.
So as Anthony, we're tiffing it up, Anthony? Is that what we're doing?
Tiffing it up.
But Halloween, as we're coming in closer, new films that are coming out.
Yes.
Halloween debuted there, and it seems like the reviews are solid.
At TIFF,
That's
yeah, they
ex-
like it a lot.
That's the same
Ooh,
word I was
Monster.
thinking, Frank.
Solid?
Solid. AF. Not
AF.
Not anymore, not any less. Just
Yes.
solid. And I think that's careful choicing in their words too. Which is like sort of a way to say disappointed, but I still like it.
True.
Well,
You know?
also, isn't
You
that
know?
better not to build it up? Because I find that's a big problem, too, is everybody gets hyped for a movie, and that's not what they expect, and then
It's
they get all
just-
disappointed.
It's just weird how like there's like a social like consciousness of this movie where it's just like it's solid.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. No one wants to knock it down. No one wants to say it's amazing either. They're just like it's good. It's solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
I've heard that it's kind of flabby in the middle. So, yeah, it starts strong, ends interesting, but a little flabbiness. They're in the middle, which I think people were kind of like, all right. I think it became to more traditional kind of slasher type films and they were hoping that with the people behind it, it would be stronger throughout. So, but it still makes me. I don't know if it increased my enthusiasm level for it, but at least just like got me like, all right, yep, I know I'm definitely going to see this when it comes out opening weekend.
I'm definitely interested. I mean, all the Halloween time movies, I'm like, yes, even Hellfest. I'm like, that looks fun. I mean, that's I don't know what we'd call the time now, because there's like 90s horror is very specific, early 2000s. I'm like, are we the 10s? We're
the new age horror.
New age horror? Okay.
I mean, that's how I refer to it. Like,
Sure.
it's like the somewhat smarter horror.
Well, there's something per each decade, like 80s horror has a certain vibe in 90s and 2000s, and not necessarily like any more or less intelligent, but they have a certain feel to it. And then if you like that, you can really latch onto it and be like, yes, I want all the movies of this time.
I have to admit.
So I'm curious of what more we got this year.
I've only seen the promotional banners over by the AMC that I go to for Hellfest.
Oh, you really haven't
I
trailer?
I haven't seen a trailer.
Oh, see, that one I've seen a few trailers of.
It's pretty cool. Well, I mean, it's kind of like it's going back to like the throwback. There's one enemy, there's one man in a mask, like that's specifically targeting not just everyone at the festival. It's a specific group of friends that he's targeting.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's very like a throwback to like, I would say Jason or like any of those slasher films, where there's just one antagonist like being that's going after these kids.
And it's, a real murderer in a place where you're supposed to get scared. So there's a scene where they call the cops at some point and the cops are just like, I can't get somebody for scaring you when you're at a place to be scared.
Or like they're in the maze and then like there's actually someone screaming out for
really
help,
dead.
getting murdered, and they're like, oh, this looks really real.
Yeah.
And then they're not sure if it's real or not, but it's cool. It definitely set up the movie for like some fun sequences,
Also, couldn't it speak to our like desensitization of violence of just like, yeah, we wouldn't believe it's somebody real, be like, oh yeah, it's just fake. So I'd be curious to see. It's one of those, it feels like it could have potential to be really cool, and then we'll see what it does.
But I don't know, like even as desensitized as we can be with everything you can see online, if you were in an event and you saw somebody just getting hacked apart, if they're really getting murdered supposedly, would your first inclination to be like, oh, that is fake? Or would you be like, whoa?
I'd be like, dude, something's up.
Yeah.
After working at a scary farm for a few years, I'm definitely going, something's not quite right.
All right.
Yeah, I would think I would, but then there's other people. But then you get the people that I'd be curious if they do this, because after working that, the people who are just dumb, who antagonize the employees there on purpose, or just touch everything, and it's like, oh, you're one of those. So I'm like, I almost hope they have it in the movie. I'd be like, no, really, that's what people do.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've got Hellfest, Night School, and Smallfoot vying for your box office bet vote there in the chat. So keep betting away if you haven't had an opportunity to do so, or if you want to stack the odds in your favor, keep voting as much as you'd like. But before we find out the winner of that vote and do our box office bet, we are going to break down what we think next week's top 5 is going to look like. Mm-hmm. So, of course, we have Hellfest from Lionsgate, 2,200 screens. Night School, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, 2,800 screens. And then Smallfoot, as I mentioned before, on over 4,000 screens.
Dang, Smallfoot, take it easy. 4,000 screens.
I definitely think Smallfoot, that many screens?
Family film again. We
You would
saw Clock
think.
in the Walls
Yeah.
did well. So.
It's like the last I don't know if it is, but it feels
like
like
what?
the last family film before going into the, the horror, the horror of it all.
Yeah, because I don't. I have no idea in terms of Night School how the general populace will view Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish if they're going to feel like they want to go check this out.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think the fact that they're almost 1,200 less screens, I don't think you can beat it.
Yes. I'm like, yeah. I go with, and the question is, do we think Hellfest will do well? Because The Nun was the last big horror one, traditional horror. So, and then this is
say I don't know, The
traditional.
Predator. Yeah. It's like action horror.
And then Nun is also more supernatural. Hellfest is more of the slasher, which also, depending on what kind of horror genre you like, I feel Hellfest could do pretty well, actually.
You think it has enough to?
I don't
pick
think it'd be number
one?
one. No, I think Smallfoot will be one because Family Films, that's also been promoting for a while now, and then they were associated with a charity, and that was playing before movies. So the family film, take the kids.
Yeah, I can see Smallfoot taking 1 and maybe Night School taking 2.
But I have to admit, like, I love animation, but as much as I've seen Smallfoot, I haven't been felt like really compelled. I mean, I feel like
There's
I've watched
a lot
a
of good
trailer.
voices in it too.
Sure, you've got Common,
Zendaya.
Tatum. Yeah, that's right. I mean, so you watch a trailer and it's like, oh, okay, an interesting take, as
And
you
it
were
looks
saying.
cute.
But I don't know if I feel like that urge to go see it.
It feels a little like, I don't know because we're living in Southern California, but it being the snow, I feel like this movie should come out in November or December.
Yeah.
Because it makes me think winter and cold, and it doesn't feel that way here. So
No, I would
it
agree.
feels like the time is a hair off in that.
Yeah, I just feel like the only thing
Seasonally only, because I mean, there's plenty of other movies and you don't want to have to compete and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, just Halloween, horror movies at Halloween time. Yes, absolutely. You know, people are going to probably go to it more than usual, but Smallfoot feels a little out of season.
Yes. So for that, I could see it not doing so well. But again, it's counterbalanced by just the sheer amount of screens that it is on.
Oh, yes.
They
There's
just
a
want
lot.
to see everybody and anybody see this. So, all right. So you folks are saying the Small Feet, Hellfest,
Night
and
School.
then Night School,
Yeah.
House of the Clock and its Walls, A Simple Favor.
Yes. Yeah.
No. Although I guess Simple Favor's been out for 2 weeks, None's been out for 3, and they're pretty comparable right now at the box office. I don't know. It could go either way. Well, but I feel like everybody's gonna go to Hellfest.
These
before
are
they'd see
very
None.
small numbers too.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure most of these movies are gonna do more than 8 million, and defeating The Predator and Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony, do you disagree with our choices?
No, I was agreeing, yeah, with you guys.
All right.
I hate that I am though, because it's not really giving anything like different. But
How?
Well, a little different. We got Courtney in the chat says Smallfoot, and then Night School for number 2, then House, and then Hellfest, and Simple Favor rounding out the top 5.
Oh, wow.
Ken Jack says, I think Hellfest is going to bomb at only 6 million.
Interesting.
Ken Jack then goes Night School, Smallfoot, House, Hellfest, and Simple Favor.
You know, I could see Hellfest not doing as well, even though it's getting close to Halloween
Yeah.
time. People like a good horror movie. The fact that I just feel like I don't know much about this film, I just haven't seen a lot of, like, The Nun, I feel like I was seeing that everywhere. But Hellfest, I feel like I have not hardly seen it at all. So I don't know if I feel like what's going on with the marketing that I don't have more awareness of this
Sure.
film.
yeah, I think you have a point there. I think the marketing might help, might deter it from making more than it should be making. Mainly for the fact that people don't really know about it. Yeah. Like I don't watch TV anymore. I don't even know if there's like actual like trailers for this film being shown on TV anymore. I haven't seen it anywhere online.
I do watch lots of TV, and I have not seen one commercial for Hellfest. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Trailers, I have at the movie theater.
Yeah. But I time it so I just
Think.
come in.
Oh,
right-
YouTube. Actually, there you go. I've seen it on YouTube a few times, like before a
Oh, really?
thing watch, you know.
Well,
you watch
I
a
know what
video.
you're watching.
But
yeah.
so many people skip those.
Yeah. I know you're
if
into
you can.
Kari. Those freaky things on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube.
So, you know, I will, as much as I don't want to give props to Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, I could see, just because of the lack of promotion, at least for me, for Hellfest, I could agree there at the chat where I could see Night School coming in at number 2 and then Hellfest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's agreeable.
Yeah.
Because I think Night School is definitely more on like the public
Oh,
conscious. than
so much
Hellfest.
trailers and
Yeah.
things out there. Yeah.
They're like saturating the marketing for this.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go see it just to make it leave me alone.
It will stay with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting to the point. It's time for the box office bet.
Oh, boy.
The film voted on you, the lovely chat participants there. You will bet on you choose the film. We will make our
boy.
bets on the box office totals. The loser has to go see this film. The winner gets to bask in the glory of being the prognosticator of prognosticators. And thank you, Star Drew, for reminding me this is the first time I've won since Neil left. It took me a little while, I have to admit. I was off my game in a time of mourning.
Oh, he's not dead.
He's not?
No.
Oh, all right. Well,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, you're in a better place now, Neil. Is he? I don't know. So I know I can always rely on Ken Jack to kind of give us a nice total to work with.
I have a feeling we're going to school, ladies and gentlemen.
I do think so too.
That's one thing about the chat. They get a good sniff of if somebody starts griping about a movie. Let's dial in on that movie.
I know, we should be like, it looks amazing.
I gotta shout out Star Drew for the 1 vote for Smallfoot.
Yay! Yeah.
Thank you, Star
Night
Drew.
School won
Ken
5
Jackson.
to 1.
5-1. Ouch.
Wow.
Ooh,
Thank you, CJM.
holy
Previous
cow.
comment.
Joke's on you. We're gonna love it.
Oh, I cannot possibly imagine me loving this
Oh.
I
movie.
know, dude. It's so hard.
Oh,
It just looks like such forced comedy.
yeah.
And it just from the trailer, they're doing the joke where you should have ended the joke, and then they keep going. Like there's that bit where they're making "come at me" kind of noises and stuff, and they just keep going, and you're like, you should have stopped.
Yeah.
Just stop earlier.
I don't find like when I watch Kevin Hart to be like a very smart comic and actor, but now he's also playing a character who's dumb as a box of rocks. So I'm like, oh man, this is just even more unappealing to me.
Wait, we do it. We should do a drinking game, and then every time he does something dumb, we'll be like so plastered by the end.
Oh man. All right, so Night School
Yeah.
from Universal, 2,800 screens, starring Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, I said number 3. You switched to 2. So
I switched to 2. I'm giving it a little more hope. Holy cow. Again, this week's top earner, The House with the Clock in Its Walls, made $26.8 million.
how much do we think Smallfoot will be?
That was on 35, almost 3,600 screens. Also from Universal, though. So I'm sure they're going to cannibalize some of those theaters.
Oh, I said number. No, wait. I said 3. You said 2. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Ken Jack says 25. Neela's top 5 is Smallfoot, then Night School, then House, then Hellfest, Simple Favor. Star Drew says 17.
Did you say Neil?
No, Neela.
Oh, Neil. Sorry. I missed Neil.
Yeah.
You triggered
See,
Frank.
Up there in heaven looking down on us.
no. Oh, stop it.
That's right. Oh, boy.
Courtney says 10.
10. I only wish. I only wish it would do 10. I just don't think. I think as much as I'm not going to like this film,
It's gonna do.
it's going to do better than 10.
It's gonna do some. It's gonna do pretty well, I think.
Yeah, oh, boy. All
What are
right.
you guys thinking? 20s or 30s?
No hints, Anthony. No hints. You got to bet on the on your
Oh.
convictions.
Star Drew says probably I should vote more towards the teens, which maybe.
Wait, is this rated R? Do you guys know what it's rated?
Rawl says 28.
Let's find out.
Don't know. I want to say it's PG-13.
Oh no.
Maybe them young folks are going to like the stupid jokes. Because they look painful, some of them.
Yeah. It's a PG-13 film. Anthony.
Yeah.
That means the
fun for
floodgates
all.
are open.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
It's fun for all.
All right.
I still
I like
my
that
vote.
number, Raul.
I'm
All right.
okay.
Okay. I'm,
But I said it's 3 if you said it's 2, so.
But your definition of 3 and my definition of 2 could be very different.
This is true. Very true.
All right.
Ready?
I'm going to go. Oh, man. I do not want to see this movie at all.
I mean, I'll see it. Whatever.
Boy.
Can't be worse than Boo 2.
No, that's true.
Jody in
So
the chat.
you've been through the worst of it.
Sight unseen, I'm going to put this just a millimeter below Boo to a Medea Halloween.
You haven't
Right
even
now.
seen it though.
I know. I
Okay.
haven't even seen it. I'm going to think it's almost nearly as bad, but probably not quite as.
Jody says 20 for a night school, 18 for Smallfoot, and then 8 for Hellfest. Huh.
Okay.
Interesting. Well,
Reasonable.
all right.
Reasonable.
Okay.
All right, Carrie, you locked in?
Yes.
Anthony, you good to go, sir?
I'm locked in.
All right. What do you have?
Okay, for this night school movie, starring Tiffany Haddish. All right, I'm going with 28. 28 mil.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
yes.
no.
Yes.
Yes, queen.
Yes.
Yes, queen.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Why?
That's great.
What? Why are you so happy?
Kari Lane?
15.
Oh
Beautiful.
boy. Oh,
Beautiful,
boy.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I snug like a bug in a rug. 23.
23. What? God damn
I'm
it.
living the good life. I am living the good life.
It's gonna make like 12.
It can make whatever. Oh no! Well, it can, no, that's fine. It can make that. It can make that. I am safe. I am safe. It is a good day.
Wait, are you
people.
safe no matter what?
I am safe no matter
Yeah.
what.
Oh, that's bogus.
I know.
This rarely happens. I'm usually on one of those extremes.
That is too high, Tony. Thank you, Jody Petrella, for your feedback.
Where were you 5 minutes ago? I'm
Star
sure.
Drew, Tony, you dumpy. Oh, Lord. They really let me have it.
Well, but you're gonna have fun in the theater, and I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
I'm definitely going to go watch this with Phil. He actually wants to go watch this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really have to really consider what I think of Phil now.
Phil's views of movies are very interesting, and I appreciate them. So
Okay.
I
Well,
would say talk to him.
interesting.
Okay.
He's also your
Okay.
boss, so I see where you're
Ah.
coming from, Anthony.
Hey.
All
No,
right.
that's aside from that mentality.
Sure. Sure. All right.
Whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. But as always, it's a great day, especially when you don't have to go see Night School. But thank you very much for hopping in the chat, picking that film that I will not have to see. We couldn't have done it without your conscientious efforts there to vote for Night School. But as always, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and while you're there, give it a thumbs up, or 2, or 3.
Oh,
4.
yeah, you're farther that way.
There you go. But of course, everybody watching live, we really appreciate you hopping in the chat, interacting with us. But Kari,
Yes.
if they're watching even after we film this live,
You guys can comment down below.
and just comment about what you hope to see and get from the night school watching that you'll be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about tell us about your experience watching night school.
I
We'd
hope
love
to
hear it.
see a good movie.
Oh,
That's what I
ooh.
hope to see.
Scary suggestion. Sorry, I'm saying
Raoul
Raul.
5.
Raul. No, it says
I wouldn't-
rules should change that all the losers should watch the film.
Oh.
I don't know about that one. That might be scary.
I dig. I need someone to
Don't
hold
do
my
that.
hand.
Don't do that to
No.
me now.
Let's go
Don't
to
you-
class. Let's go to class together.
Yeah,
Kari.
okay. See that? I'm like, it might be funny to go as a group to laugh at it.
Oh, we could consider changing those after this weekend.
Yeah, not yet.
can't-
Change is coming.
I can't be sucked into this film. But thank you for that feedback. We will take it under consideration.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Should file that away and think about it.
Yeah, we'll ruminate on it.
Yes, there you
Yeah.
go. Well,
Yeah.
we'll marinate like a steak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Speaking of a steak,
Oh.
it's time to wrap.
Yes.
Put a steak in this. We're done, right, Anthony?
Ew, put a wait, what?
There you go. And if you're looking to interact with us even after the show's over, I know Stardew likes to point out our failings and our triumphs. So why don't you join that as well? Anthony, where can they find you if they want to get in touch?
Real quick, I just want to say God bless Stardew for doing that. Always keeps us in check. Thank you so much for
Yes.
that. We always appreciate it. But yeah, you can find me everywhere at Tony B Tony _TONY BTONY_. I just realized I thought it was BE. I've been spelling it wrong this whole time. But yeah, and you can find me every Tuesday on horror movie news at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when we talk about horror on this network. Ta-da.
Beautiful. Kari?
Yes, you can also find me on that show. I'll probably talk more about Assassination Nation because I'm like, the more I've actually talked about it, the more I've enjoyed it.
Nice.
Which those movies are nice. Like the more you think about it after and talk, you're like, yeah. Yes, you can find me on Clearly This Show, Horror Movie News, and Marvel TV Weekly on AfterBuzz. I was like, that's on the other one. As well as the finale for Winona Earp. That's 7 p.m. next Sunday. And also on Tuesdays is My Hero Academia. It's on our anime after show. Also footage from the My Hero Academia 2 Heroes movie. I'm still working on that, and that will be posted soon, as well as footage from the Los Angeles Anime Film Festival. And oh wait, I was like, and you can find me. I'm like, whoops, yeah, that on Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE on Twitter and Instagram.
What a busy slate you have there, Kari Lane. Look at you. Amy Cassandra Martinez. Kari, where can they find her?
Yeah, it's Amy Cassandra Martinez. MTZ?
You nailed it.
I was
yeah.
like, wait, is it?
It's good. It's good enough.
Yeah, and then Marvel's after this. Star Drew was asking. Yes, Marvel's after this. We're talking about The Gifted and coming out and stuff. Yeah.
Great support there, Anthony. I love it.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, it was all right. You did it.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie, folks. Until next Sunday night, have fun. Go see some movies. Go see Night School because you deserve it, right?
Yeah.
There you go. We'll see you next Sunday. Have fun. Eat some popcorn.
Take some lessons.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.